Minister Sheikh Hasina underscores connectivity for regional development at two-day BIMSTEC conference in Kathmandu. Firm pledge expressed for bilateral cooperation as Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Indian Premier Narendra Modi hold meeting. Election Commission proposes RPO amendment on using EVM. BNP will make a blunder if post-5 January violence staged again, comments Obaidul Qadir. Razakar Khaleda BNP Jamaat nexus must be dumped to take country towards democracy, development and lasting peace, says Information Minister. Aung San Suu Kyi should have resigned over military crackdown against Rohingya, says outgoing Human Rights Chief. And BCB announces 15-member Bangladesh squad for upcoming Asia Cup cricket. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre. I'm Shongit Ahmed with you.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Mahmoud Rahman. Those were the headlines. We'll move on now to the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has laid importance on expanding cooperation in BIMSTEC Forum through the creation of free trade area, investment and energy collaboration, enhancing people-to-people contact and funding mechanism. She said in her statement in the inaugural session of the 4th BIMSTEC Summit at Hotel Squalty Crown Plaza in Kathmandu of Nepal today. Sheikh Hasina said BIMSTEC has achieved a few modest successes during the past 21 years of its existence. However, a huge task remains ahead of us, she added. Sheikh Hasina expressed pleasure for bilateral arrangement of electricity grid connection among some BIMSTEC countries, saying that with the participation of others, this can be turned into a BIMSTEC electricity grid. Pointing out the significant economic and social progress of Bangladesh over the last 10 years, the Prime Minister said the UN Secretary General during his recent visit to Bangladesh termed Bangladesh as an economic miracle.
The UN Secretary General termed Bangladesh as an economic miracle during his recent visit to Bangladesh. We made significant economic and social progress during the last 10 years. The World Bank ranks Bangladesh as the 43rd largest economy in the world in terms of GDP and 32nd in terms of purchasing power parity. PricewaterhouseCoopers projected Bangladesh as the 23rd largest economy by 2050. We are committed to pursuing all means to domestic, bilateral, regional and international cooperation in transforming Bangladesh to a middle-income country by the year 2021 and developed one by the 2041.
Sheikh Hasina said poverty, climate change and terrorism, among others, remain some of the country's common enemies. As the lead country against climate change, Bangladesh has initiated adaptation and mitigation programs.
Poverty, climate change and terrorism, among others, remain some of our common enemies. As the lead country in climate change, we have initiated adaptation and mitigation programs. We have successfully implemented our zero tolerance policy in addressing terrorism in all its manifestations. We declare that we will not allow anybody to use our soil to launch any kind of terrorist activities in our neighboring country.
To achieve an early dividend from the BIMSTEC, Sheikh Hasina proposed categorizing 14 sectors into several clusters to make them more synergized, focused and implementable. Terming BIMSTEC a potentially dynamic region in the world, the Prime Minister said Bangladesh attaches high importance to regional cooperation through BIMSTEC. Bangladesh and India has agreed to continue their joint endeavours to better the lives of the peoples of the two countries as Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina held talks with her counterpart Narendra Modi on the sidelines of the 4th BIMSTEC summit. The two premiers said they want to carry on their joint endeavours for changing the fate of the people of the two countries. Bangladesh Prime Minister's Press Secretary Ehsanul Karim told a media briefing after the talks at Kathmandu's Hotel Squalty Crown Plaza this afternoon. The meeting took place after the opening session of the 4th Summit of the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral, Technical and Economic Cooperation, BIMSTEC. The Bangladesh Prime Minister expressed gratitude to India for its support to Bangladesh's liberation war and as well as development of the country. The two leaders expressed optimism about the future of the seven-nation BIMSTEC. Both the premiers said they want to continue the mutual cooperation which they expected will benefit other BIMSTEC member nations as well.
Bangladesh and Nepal have emphasized on further enhancing trade and investment, particularly in the power sectors, for mutual benefit. The emphasis was given at a meeting between the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her Nepalese counterpart KP Sharma Oli, held in Kathmandu today. After the meeting, Press Secretary to the Prime Minister Ehsanul Karim briefed the newsmen while her additional Press Secretary Nazrul Islam was present. The Press Secretary said Sheikh Hasina and KP Sharma Oli also discussed issues on strengthening bilateral and regional cooperation. At the meeting, the Prime Minister said the main aim of her government is to eradicate poverty from the region and cooperation is an important matter to this end. In this regard, she mentioned that her government not only wants development of Bangladesh but also the development of the entire region. In reply, the Nepalese Prime Minister mentioned the MOU signed between Bangladesh and Nepal on power sector and underscored exploring more opportunities to further enhance such cooperation. The two leaders also laid emphasis on strengthening regional connectivity. Foreign ministers, foreign secretaries and principal secretary of the two countries were present. Later Chief Advisor and Head of the Interim Government of Bhutan, Dasho Tshering Wangchuk, also called on the Prime Minister at the same venue. Later, Sheikh Hasina reached Kathmandu this morning on a two-day official visit to attend the 4th Summit of the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral, Technical and Economic Cooperation, BIMSTEC, at the Nepalese capital. Nepalese Deputy Prime Minister Ishwar Pokharel received the Prime Minister. On her arrival at the Tribhuvan International Airport, the Prime Minister was given a red carpet reception and was given a static guard of honor by a smartly turned out contingent of Nepalese army. After the reception at the airport, Sheikh Hasina was escorted to Hotel Squalty Crown Plaza at Sahachal Marg in the ceremonial motorcade where she will be staying during the visit. Sheikh Hasina will return home on Friday afternoon.
Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary has said, inspired with the ideals of Bangabandhu to build a golden Bangla, all have to be united beside Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She said this while addressing a discussion meeting at the National Museum in the capital today. Gopalganj Zilla Shamiti organized the discussion marking the National Mourning Day. Former Governor of Bangladesh Bank, Dr. Atiur Rahman, presented the keynote paper in the discussion. President of Gopalganj Zilla Shomiti, Sheikh Kabir Hussain, chaired the discussion, which was also addressed by Awami League Presidium member Farooq Khan, Advisory Council members Mukul Bose and Qazi Akramuddin Ahmed, Religious Affairs Secretary Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah, National Human Rights Commission Chairman Qazi Riazul Haq and Chief Coordinator of Gopalganj Zilla Shomiti Mullah Muhammad Abu Kausar. Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry urged all to read the unfinished autobiography of Father of the Nation and Karagare Rojnamcha to know about the great leader of the Bengali nation. The Election Commission has decided to propose the amendment to the Representation of the People Order RPO, incorporating a provision to use electronic voting machines EVMS in national election. The decision came at the Commission's meeting held at Nirbachan Bhavan in the capital today. After the meeting, Chief Election Commissioner K.M. Nurul Huda briefed reporters. The CEC said though they have yet to take the decision whether the EVMS will be used in the next general election, they will have the necessary preparation to use the machines in the polls. Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir has said BNP will make a blunder if they conduct fire terrorism like 2014 again. He said this while addressing a discussion meeting at Taltola in Sylhet today. Sylhet City Awami League organized the discussion marking the National Mourning Day. Sylhet City Awami League President Badruddin Ahmed Kamran chaired the discussion, which was also addressed by Awami League Joint General Secretaries Mahbubul Alam Hanif and Jahangir Kobir Nanok, Office Secretary Dr. Abdus Subhan Golab and Organizing Secretaries Ahmed Hussain, Inamul Haq Shamim, Khaled Mahmood Chaudhry and Mesbauddin Siraj. Obaidul Qadir said countrymen will give proper answer in the next election to those who misguide the people through conspiracy. He said Khaleda Zia and Hawa Bhavan patronized the culprits to conduct grenade attack on Awami League rally on August the 21st in 2004. Health and Family Welfare Minister Mohammed Naseem handed over appointment letters to 550 midwives for ensuring safe delivery and reduced maternal mortality rate in the country. The minister was addressing a program titled Recruitment and Orientation Program for Registered Midwives organized by the ministry at Krishibid Institution Bangladesh KIB in the capital today. Representatives from UNFPA, British High Commission, Canadian High Commission, Sweden Embassy also spoke among others. Mohammed Naseem urged the midwives to serve the patients with their motherly affection and ensure safe delivery.
Commerce Minister Tufail Ahmed has said the next election will be held in due time and it will be a participatory one. If any political party intends to thwart the election, the government will handle it strictly, he added. The minister said this to the newsmen after a meeting with the visiting U.S. government's Commercial Executive Director of Asia Pacific Region, James Golson, at his Secretariat office today. The minister said it depends on the Election Commission to take decision whether electronic voting machines or EVM will be used in the next parliament elections or not. Tufail Ahmed said EVMs were used in Sylhet and Rajshahi City Corporation elections and EVM is also used in different countries in the world. Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives Minister Khandukar Musharraf Hussain has said the marginal people would have to be brought into the mainstream of economic activities to ensure balanced development. He said this at a meeting at the conference room of Local Government Division today. The minister said it is possible to change the fate of the marginal people through Ekti Bari Ekti Khamar project. They have to take this project as a movement for socio-economic emancipation. LGRD minister said the project is the main driving force to alleviate poverty. State Minister for Rural Development and Cooperatives, Moshir Rahman Ranga, Lawmaker Begum Nasima Firdausi, LGD Senior Secretary Dr. Jafar Ahmed Khan, Rural Development and Cooperatives Division Secretary SM Ghulam Farooq and other senior officials concerned were present. Information Minister Hassanul Hakeenu has said Razakar Khaleda BNP Jamaat nexus must be dumped in the next elections to take the country on the way to democracy. He made the comment while speaking at a discussion meeting on Bangabandhu and the media, marking the morning month of August at PIB Seminar Room in the capital today. Director General PIB Shah Alamgir chaired the function, while Information Advisor to the Prime Minister Iqbal Subhan Chaudhary, Information Secretary Abdul Malik, Press Club President Shafiqur Rahman, Bangabandhu researcher Anna Kokiarena and media personalities spoke. Journalist Shodesh Roy presented the keynote paper. The Information Minister said convicted criminals must be kept out of politics to maintain sanctity of democracy. State Minister for Information Tarana Halim has said Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina freed the nation from the stigma of war crimes through executing the verdicts of International Crimes Tribunal. She said this while addressing a discussion meeting at FDC in the capital today, organized marking the National Mourning Day. Bangladesh Cholachitra League advisor Mia Alauddin chaired the discussion, which was also addressed by President of Film Directors Association Musfiqur Rahman Gulzar and film stars Riaz and Zaid Khan. Tarana Halim said all have to be cautious so that no incident like the 15th of August occurs again in the country. She urged all to work unitedly, inspired by the spirit of liberation war, to build Golden Bangla, dreamt by the father of the nation.
Now some international news. The outgoing human rights chief says Myanmar's de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi should have resigned over the military's violent campaign against the Rohingya Muslim minority last year. Zaid Ra'ad Al Hussein told the BBC the Nobel Peace Prize winner should have considered returning to house arrest rather than excusing the military. A new UN report says Myanmar's military should be investigated for genocide. Myanmar has rejected the report as one-sided. The army of the Buddhist majority nation, which has been accused of systematic ethnic cleansing, has previously cleared itself of wrongdoing. The UN report published on Monday blamed Ms. Suu Kyi, a long-term leader of the pro-democracy movement, for failing to prevent the violence. Iran's supreme leader has warned the country might abandon its nuclear deal with world powers, casting doubt on the ability of European states to save the accord following the US withdrawal. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said in a meeting with President Hassan Rouhani and his cabinet on Wednesday they should give up hope on Europe over economic issues or the nuclear deal, according to his website. Iran would never negotiate with indecent and confrontational US officials on a new agreement, Khamenei said. US President Donald Trump has lashed out at China for undermining its work with North Korea as criticism over progress on denuclearization mounts. In a series of tweets, he also said the US should not be spending on war games with South Korea, but if it did restart them, they would be bigger than ever. The US called a halt to the military exercises, which routinely infuriate Pyongyang after landmark talks in June. But days ago, his own defense secretary said military exercises might continue.
A 5-member delegation of World Bank grant for Rohingya crisis response met with LGRD and Cooperatives Minister Khondokar Musharraf Hussain at the Secretariat today. World Bank resident representative to Bangladesh, Khimayo Fan, led the delegation. During the meeting, they discussed implementation of emergency multi-sector Rohingya crisis response project for betterment of the Rohingya people sheltered in Cox's Bazar. The minister expressed gratitude to the World Bank for standing beside Bangladesh to face the Rohingya crisis. Railways Minister Mohammad Mujibul Haq has said Bangabandhu was the strongest voice of the Bengali nation. His voice emitted grief and pain, hopes and aspirations strongly. He said this while addressing a discussion organized by the newsviewsbd.com at the National Press Club, marking the National Mourning Day. Presided over by the editor of the newsviewsbd.com, Dr. Firoz Ahmed, the discussion was also addressed by the President of the National Press Club, Mohammad Shafiqur Rahman, former IGP AKM Shahidul Haq and President of BFUJ, Mullah Jalal. The Railways Minister said Bangladesh would march ahead on the path showed by Bangabandhu. He urged all to cast votes in favor of both to continue the trend of existing development of the country. Educationist Professor Muhammad Zafar Iqbal has said the youth should engage in different physical exercises and sports to refrain from the negative sides of the virtual world. He said this while addressing a seminar at Bishwa Sahitra Kendra auditorium in the capital today. Access to Information A2I and Bishwa Sahitra Kendra jointly organized the seminar titled Role of Students Portal in Achieving 21st Century Skills in association with ICT Division USAID and UNDP, aiming to build digital Bangladesh through online portal Kishore Batayon. Kishore Batayon is a digital platform where online opportunities are available for the students. A2I e-learning specialist Farooq Ahmed, A2I education technology expert Muhammad Rafiqul Islam, among others, were present on the occasion.
On now to some sports news. The Bangladesh Cricket Board, BCB, has announced a 15-member ODI squad for the upcoming Asia Cup Cricket 2018. All-rounder Ariful Haq was included in the squad for the first time. Shoum Musharkar, Shabbir Rahman and Anamul Haq Bijoy have been left out from the last squad. The other members of the team are Captain Mashrafi bin Murtaza, Vice Captain Shakib Al-Hassan, Tamim Iqbal, Mohammad Mithun, Litun Kumar Dash, Mushfiqur Rahim, Mahmudullah Riyad, Musaddiq Hussain Shoikot, Najmul Hussain Shanto, Mehdi Hassan Miraj, Najmul Islam Opu, Rubel Hussain, Mustafizur Rahman and Abu Haidar Rani. The 14th Asia Cup Cricket will kick off on the 15th of September in the United Arab Emirates. Current runner-up Bangladesh will start their journey of the Asia Cup 2018 in the inaugural match on the 15th of September against Sri Lanka. And to wind up the bulletin, here again are the main points. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina underscores connectivity for regional development at two-day BIMSTEC conference in Kathmandu. Firm pledge expressed for bilateral cooperation as Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Indian Premier Narendra Modi hold meeting. Election Commission proposes RPO amendment on using EVM. BNP will make blunder if post-5 January violence staged again, comments Obaidul Qadir. Razakar Khaleda BNP Jamaat nexus must be dumped to take country towards democracy, development and lasting peace, says Information Minister. Aung San Suu Kyi should have resigned over military crackdown against Rohingyas, says outgoing Human Rights Chief. And BCB announces 15-member Bangladesh squad for upcoming Asia Cup Cricket.
And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Our next news is at 11:30.